Well, howdy there. It's a little past 4 a.m. I'm at the Sand Beach Lake Trailhead in Rocky Mountain National Park. And the goal today is to climb Chief's Head Peak, which is about 13.5. This trip should be about 15 miles, 5,500 feet of elevation gain. So I'm gonna get moving so I can make it up there before the thunderstorms come in the afternoon. So the last time I was here, back in April, about 2 or so months ago, I actually got charged by a moose going up this trail. It was really strange. Just hiking along, and this moose is just coming down the trail. Had to be 20 miles an hour straight at me. So I made some noise, tried to make myself look big, but that did not that did not scare it away. So I dove to the side of the trail. It was like 15 feet away. I was like, okay, this is the end, but it went right past me, past about, must have been just within a foot or two. Stayed on the trail. I was just barely off the trail myself. So yeah, that was a harrowing experience. So anyways, I'm hoping I don't see any moose today, because that's the closest I ever want to get to a moose, I think, in my life. The only thing I can think that provoked it was I had somehow gotten between it and its calf. That's the only thing I can think of, because normally they're pretty docile. That's the only explanation I have for that behavior. So again, don't want to be that close to a moose ever again. So all right, sun is almost up. It's approaching dawn. Couldn't ask for a better morning. Birds are chirping. Temperature is just perfect for hiking, and should be almost to Sand Beach Lake, which is the first major landmark on this little trek. All right, Sand Beach Lake. First view of the high peaks. This is just beautiful, beautiful day. It was all snow and frozen over when I was here 2 months ago, so it's nice to see it open, just a perfect reflection. So the next task is going to be to start heading up somewhere over there. I'm gonna break over a tree line. You can't see it yet there, but it's gonna be somewhere up there. And that section is probably gonna be the worst part. There's gonna be a lot of bushwhacking. This is where the trail really ends. So bushwhacking for another 1,000, 1,200 feet or so, and then hopefully once there's not too much snow on the way, and once I get up to tundra, it's going to be a clear shot to the summit. First views of Lawns Peak right there. That's a 14er. And then Mount Meeker right there. Two highest mountains in the park. And this is what I'm gonna get up. So I was, part of me was like, man, I hauled these snowshoes and this micro spikes this whole way. I hope it's worth it. So I think it will be. I think I'm gonna get my micro spikes on and tackle this. It is, I think I can keep it not too steep. So alrighty, so above tree line now, we have Lawns and Meeker dominating the scene here. And as we go back, this is the way I came from. You can't really see the route there, but over past this sub peak is called Mount Orton, or Mount Randy Orton if you're a WWE fan. You can call it that. Over here, this mountain here is pretty special. That's called Copeland Mountain. The park ranger legends have it that many years ago, Kenneth Copeland himself flew his private jet to the summit and received the prosperity gospel from the Lord himself atop Copeland Mountain, and so it was named. Next we got, that's Mount Alice, that 21. That's going to be a fun future adventure, and going to be at least a month or two. And finally, this is the route I'm going to take going forward. So this nice tundra ramp, red carpet just laid out all the way for me, and the summit of Chief's Head is right there. So you can see there's a snowbank right about there. I think I'll be able to get around it. Hopefully it looks like there's plenty of space on either side of it. I'm probably gonna go to the right of it. The viewer's right. So just looking at the steepness of the terrain there. So I don't think it'll be too bad to deal with. If it is, I still have my micro spikes and my snowshoes that I've held all the way up here as a last resort. So, and I'm feeling pretty good too. Just beautiful morning, not a single cloud in the sky, just spectacular. So yeah, I think it's a go today. This is about, I'm a little further now than when I got back in April. Just the amount of snow and slogging up to this point in snowshoes pretty much defeated me. So feeling a lot better about it now, and it's just nice. You can see exactly where you're going, especially once you get above tree line where things can get tricky. The strange thing that I have no explanation for is that on the maps, what I'm going up right now is called the North Ridge, but it is not the North Ridge with respect to any mountain. Like right now, I'm heading northwest up the ridge to the summit of Chief's Head. So geographically, this should be the Southeast Ridge, but it's called the Northeast Ridge. So that's just a mystery to ponder for the day, I guess. Alrighty, under 1,000 feet to go, almost to the top. Views just keep getting better. So that's where I'm going. And I'm gonna have to figure out a way to navigate around those snow fields, I think. I don't have an ice axe, so they're a little too steep, I think, for my comfort level, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. All right, baby, summit of Chief's Head Peak, 13,520 feet. And these are some of the greatest 360-degree views that I have ever seen. Just amazing. All around, just nothing but mountains. I mean, what more can you ask for? Wow. Boy, it was a heck of a slog getting up here. Just turned into a boulder field and just took a long time, but it's about 10:45 a.m., so I still made good time. There's a couple of cumulus clouds starting to form, but nothing crazy yet, so I think I'll have enough time to chill here for a couple minutes and then start heading down if things get gnarly. So I'm starting to head down. The hardest part is trying to pull yourself away from a beautiful view, beautiful summit, but hopefully what's happening down there is sufficient motivation. It's kind of strange that the clouds have developed and sort of built up over the plains and are heading west. Normally it happens the other direction, coming over the continental divide from the west to the east, but this is going the opposite direction. So anyways, you can see right there, that's the way that I have to go down, and I might be clouded in by the time I get there. Might be pretty foggy, but man, cannot beat the views, and I am just ecstatic with what I got. Bluebell clear day other than these building clouds. So yeah, gonna start heading down, and with any luck, those don't rain. Oh boy, so that should be the worst part of it done. That boulder field you're looking at, that was just a nasty thing to go up and to come down, and I'm not sure which was worse. Just a 45-degree angle in some places, had to take it really slow. But that should be the worst of it. The clouds are, yeah, I mean, they're building in that direction, but there's nothing catastrophic or anything yet, so I'm gonna keep moving. Keep her moving. Okay, so finally leaving Mount Orton behind. I've gotten sprinkled on a few times here. As you can tell, it's starting to get a little dicey, so with the weather. And I've heard a few hopefully distant thunderclaps, but I'm starting to get back below the trees and hopefully to safety. All right, passed back by Sand Beach Lake again. It's nice to be back on a trail after all that boulder hopping and bushwhacking. Just pretty ridiculous. Sometimes it makes you question why you do these things, but then a week later you're like, okay, I'm up for another, 6 miles of bushwhacking and boulder hopping, so. So anyways, it's about not quite 4.5 miles back to the trailhead. So I ran into a guy he camped at Sand Beach Lake. He's on this giant road trip. Guys from California. He's here, and he's gonna go out to the Smokies and hike the Appalachian Trail, and he's gonna come all the way back. And so quite a crazy adventure compared to me just being out here for the day, but it is beautiful all the same. And it was nice to have someone to hike with or bushwhack with for a bit, especially on that worst part. So haven't gotten rained on, thankfully, but still hearing thunder, so I'm going to keep moving to hopefully avoid getting rained on. All right, there you go, Chief's Head Peak. Took me about 6.5 hours to get up there and 5.5 to get back down. Beautiful, beautiful hike. Mostly beautiful day, some bad weather in there. Beautiful mountain, beautiful peak. I mean, can't ask for much more than that. Definitely a success. I got the summit. I was not almost trampled by a moose as I was last time. So those are 2 big wins for the day. And yeah, but I am also paying for this because my feet are hurting like crazy, and they are very happy to finally be out of these hiking boots. I think that is that's the longest day I've done in both elevation gain and mileage in just one day. So yeah, that was a lot. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I have to get home and get a giant dinner and get back to bed early because I'm catching an early morning flight back to Wisconsin to see some family and friends. So I'll leave it there. I appreciate you tagging along, and I'll see you in the next one.